Guys, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the 1983 World Series. Terry Crowley called it when he walked out as the last cut that year that it was a shame because he knew the Orioles were going to win it all. Your final win comes out of the bullpen, the longest spanning pitcher to get World Series wins. What's your biggest reflection on that moment?
The World Series? Well, the whole year, it's kind of an interesting year because if I win the last game of '82, we go to the playoffs. I also probably win another Cy Young, and Don Sutton of the Brewers. We had 4 games. We won the first 3. So new manager Earl Weaver retires. So we have Joe Altobelli, who everybody knew because he was our AAA manager for years. So we knew he had a good ball club, and it's not like we wanted to win without Earl, but it's just we wanted to show everybody we could win without Earl. But to me, the intriguing thing is, so I won 15 games. Dennis Martinez wins 16 in '82. I win 5 because I hurt my back. Dennis goes 7 in 16. But here comes Storm Davis. Here comes Mike Boddicker, who wins 16 games. Storm won 13. Scotty McGregor was a really good pitcher. He's pitched his 260 innings, maybe 261 innings. Pitches the last game of the World Series. He wins 18 games. Mike Flanagan hurts his leg. He wins 12 games. So a lot of the guys that didn't perform as well in '82 didn't perform as well in '83, and we still won 98 games. But I'm looking at these things. Got Gary Renicky. So we had Gary Renicky and John Lowenstein. They played left field. 34 home runs between them. We had a lot of good players. Kenny Singleton. He didn't have the kind of years he had in '77 and '70 and '79, but what he did do was, he did what he always did, which is good defensive player, got on base as well as anybody. You got Eddie Murray way down on the left corner. He hits 33 home runs. I don't see Cal except up with the team. He was the MVP that year. So a lot of great players, a lot of great memories. And then, of course, Rick Dempsey, he ends up telling us in September, I've never had a good day. I've never had a good week. I've never had a good month. I've never had a good half year. And he becomes the MVP of the World Series. So, and I did pitch in relief and became, on my 38th birthday, as a matter of fact, became the only guy to win a World Series game in 3 different decades.
And you're the only Oriole to appear in every World Series appearance for the Orioles. Now, the fans have so many fond memories of that year. For you guys, it was about the highlight reel and the memories that came from that. You wanted to have that good outcome at the end, even if it wasn't at the World Series. What were some of those memories, though, you think fans might have latched onto, especially when they get to look back?
Well, we have a very passionate fan base. And I think everybody, obviously, I think everybody goes, what was your greatest game? Probably the World Series game, my first one against Sandy Koufax. What was your toughest loss? The last game of '82. So I think everybody was primed for that year. But there were the little things. Lenny Cicada was our second baseman. And he, in spring training, worked out in the bullpen. And he came in September in the 10th inning. First pitch he called was a home run off Tim Stoddard. That brought in Tippy Martinez, who had, I think, 23 saves that year. He picked off 3 consecutive runners. And then in the bottom, Cliff Johnson hits the first pitch for a home run. We're down by a run. Lenny hits a 3-run home run, and we win the game. So never caught in the big leagues, never pinch hit it as a catcher, and he hits a home run. It was that type of year. So it was just a very special year. Joe Altobelli was kind of the anti-Earl. Joe was very quiet. He talked very quiet, but he was such a nice man, and we all knew him because he had been our AAA manager at Rochester for a number of years. So kind of everything. We just had a good team. We had a team that had a win. And probably the best line is we leave spring training, and we're taking off on a charter, and they used to have surf and turf. And they used to also have shrimp cocktails, and they served the meal, and as we're taking off, Richie Dower says, "Where's the shrimp?" And Mike Flanagan, referring to Earl Weaver, says he's retired and playing golf in Florida. So that kind of set the tone for the entire 1983 season.
Well, the anti-Earl certainly did it. You certainly did it again. Wonderful memories. The 40th anniversary of the 1983 World Season, Rob.